Hey guys, what is going on? Diamond Day Maverick is here and I'm back with another video, and we have a couple of things that we need to discuss today. We are going to discuss the next two events that are happening, one that will happen on Monday and then another that will happen on Thursday. We're also going to discuss this new point limit system. They introduced it in the Rising Stars event and they're really implementing it now, and this, why that could be both a negative and a positive thing to these events. But before we get into that, normally I do discuss where we are for the month-long event, but considering that lately we've been hitting it and we've been hitting it with like a huge surplus, I won't really dive into these numbers anymore. I'll pretty much bring them up if there seems to be like a discrepancy, like if we're not hitting it and it's something that needs to be called out, I will discuss that. But for the most part, as long as you're hitting everything that you need to hit, we will, it looks like we're completing every single month. So for the time being, I will just kind of skip over those. So let's go ahead and talk about next week's event. So there's, like we discussed before, these events are going to be 3 days and 4 days. So one will be occurring on Monday, and then the next event will be occurring on Thursday. And it looks like what they're doing is that the Monday events tend to center around blitzing. Just because it goes along with like the character blitz for the week, and it's just, you can do it a little bit more easily, and the ones on Thursday are a little bit more of a grindy with raiding or opening orbs, cores, that sort of thing. So let's discuss Rage of the Past. So this milestone, milestone 20, is what we're aiming for. You need to get about 52,000 points to hit that milestone. That is the last milestone that grants you all these special items for the month-long event. So this one, it's going to be two things. It's going to be blitzing or earning raid credits, blitz credits, and farming a particular orb that will be available starting on Monday. So they're introducing the limit system for this one, and you can only achieve 67,700 points. So we get 1 point for each raid, blitz credit. I keep saying raid, each blitz credit. While this is, well, let's just say, actually, before I get into why that I kind of don't like that, this is actually a very easy event. This event, you only need to blitz. If you hit the maximum amount of points for blitzing, you hit the milestone 20, and I think the milestone right after that, we could look at that in a second, but the way that we're going to do that is, and I did not realize this until it was mentioned by Mobile Gamer, and it makes sense. So you can actually hoard your Sunday Blitz. When you do the premium orbs and the red star orbs, just don't collect them, because it's, as long as it's still in that window after the event is ended, you can still collect those milestones. I never realized that until now, so thank you for that. So as long as you can hoard those for 1 day and then farm your Monday Blitz, you only need to do a total of 10 rotations over the course of 3 days. So you can either grind really hard and bang that out in 1 day plus 2 rotations, or you can kind of break it up a little bit, however you feel comfortable doing it. I put 70,000 points because that's technically the amount of points you would have received, but because of the cap, you would only hit 67,700. So the reason why that kind of sucks, though, is it seems what they're doing with these the point limit systems is that they're forcing you to have to achieve points either through another method, which in this case it would be farming that special orb, or by spending money. 10 rotations isn't a lot if you were a player who would grind and do 8 rotations a day. From getting 10 rotations out of a possible 24, we could have gotten a substantial amount of additional points to this. And we don't get a lot of points from the actual orb. It's only 1 point per orb fragment, and in the past we get about like 240 for every like 120 spent, or I know there's some nodes that are better than others, but kind of put a note here. So if you're spending about 1,080 energy a day, you're getting about 2160 orb fragments in a single day. So over the course of 3 days, getting just over 6,000 points for spending 3,000 energy isn't worth it. There is a milestone though that I will admit, yes. So when you hit that 67,000, you see you get the last special milestone. You also get 2 more after that. It looks like some Valkyrie shards, some bronze shards. Another 3,000 points, you get Elite 4 credits. So yes, you can at least hit that, if you need that. But sorry, actually, to go back, how many orbs you would have to farm to hit 140,000, that A, that's not possible. So B, you're spending money. So I don't mind spending money in this game when I desire to, $5, $10 here. I just don't like the idea that now the company is really trying to limit the amount of hoarding that we do, the amount of now grinding. I don't mind grinding for an event, but now when you've taken away the ability to grind and the only way to complete these events is spending money, fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. So I'm not a fan of that. I think this is an opportunity to really show them to stop spending money. I mean, the Krakens are gonna, but there has to be a player base that just, eventually we just stop doing that. So this is easy from the blitzing standpoint. Farm some, orbs if you want to, not a necessity. So the second event that's starting on Thursday, the Crusher of Heroes, very similar in terms of you don't have to do a whole lot. So from raid attacks, you get 1,500 points for every raid. War battles, you get 2,000 points. Milestone 29 is the last milestone with the special items at 49,000 points. So they also cap us out at 25,500 for raid, 28,000 for war. So that 25,500 for raid, that's 17 battles. 17 battles over the course of 4 days. You could do that easily within like a day and a half. The 14 war battles, I know there may be some challenge depending on what zone you're in. For example, my alliance is in, I believe we're zone 1. So the war will start 2 hours before the event starts. So, I mean, that's easy just to kind of hold off attacking for 2 hours. Then that breaks it down to a minimum of 7 attacks per war. That's not hard. So, again, while I hate the point limit system, I do at least appreciate that they've made it a little bit easier where we're not forced to do 14 damn attacks in war to hit what we need to hit. Although I would have appreciated it a little bit more if they at least give us the ability to grind. So that that sucks. So on the other side of this event are cores to be spent, and that's how you get additional points. So once you've maxed out your raid points and your war points, all that's left is core spending, and you get 5 points for every core. This one, I would say go for it. So milestone 30 has 150,000 T2 level 4 ions. You only have to spend about 500 cores to hit that. I think that is 100% worth doing. Now, to hit milestone 32, which is another 150,000 T2 level 4 ions, a total of 2,100 cores. So maybe not that one. Definitely milestone 30 is worth hitting. Milestone 31, I believe, is pointless. There's not really anything there. Looking really quick, milestone 31, augmented focus catalyst, and army 7. No, it's not really worth it. So it's completely up to you how many cores you have hoarded, whether you want to, if you can hit milestone 32. I haven't seen in the data mines anything about any core spending coming up soon, so hopefully we don't have any more. If you spent them now, you're good. So definitely milestone 30. But that's it for today's videos, guys. Take it easy. Good luck in next week's events, and remember, keep on shining.